What if I told you that the thing you're stressing about right now, the thing that's keeping you up at night, might not even matter? What if the constant hum of anxiety in the back of your mind could be silenced, not by changing your life, but by changing how you see your life? Sounds impossible? It's not. In fact, it's an ancient secret that's been helping people find calm in the storm for over 2,000 years. This isn't some feel-good fantasy or modern self-help trend. This is Stoicism. And today, I'm going to show you 6 powerful Stoic strategies that will help you stop worrying, free your mind, and finally take back control of your inner peace. If you've ever felt trapped in your own thoughts, stuck in a loop of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, then what you're about to learn could truly change everything. So stay with me, because what comes next might be the beginning of your freedom. Here's a simple truth that sounds almost too obvious. You can't control everything, and yet how often do we exhaust ourselves trying to? You can't control other people's reactions. You can't predict tomorrow's outcomes. You can't rewrite the past, but you can control how you prepare. You can control your mindset, your effort, your response. This was one of the core teachings of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. They believed that inner peace begins the moment you stop obsessing over the uncontrollable. Imagine this. You've got a high-stakes meeting tomorrow. Your stomach's in knots. You're imagining every way it could go wrong. But stop. Ask yourself, what is truly within my control right now? You can't dictate the reactions in that room, but you can decide to show up prepared, focused, and confident. You can choose to give it your best shot, regardless of the outcome. This mental shift isn't just helpful, it's life-changing. When you let go of what you can't change, you create space for what really matters. At first glance, this might sound counterproductive. Why would you want to imagine bad things happening? But this Stoic technique, called premeditatio malorum, is actually a powerful antidote to anxiety. It works like this. Instead of avoiding your fears, you confront them head-on. Let's say you've got a big presentation coming up. You're nervous. You're worried you'll mess it up. Now pause. Instead of picturing perfection, picture this. You forget your lines. Your boss looks unimpressed. You're embarrassed. Now sit with that. Feel the discomfort. Accept it. And then realize you're still breathing. The world didn't end. Life goes on. By visualizing the worst-case scenario, you strip it of its power. And 9 times out of 10, the reality is nowhere near as bad as your imagination made it out to be. It's not about being pessimistic. It's about building emotional resilience, so that when challenges do come, they don't shake you to your core. Here's the trap most of us fall into without even realizing it. Our minds live in the past and the future, while our lives unfold only in the present. We obsess over things we can't change. We dread things that might not ever happen. And in doing so, we completely miss now, the only time that actually exists. The Stoics taught that worry is simply misused imagination. It's the brain's way of spinning in circles instead of acting with clarity. So how do you break the cycle? You return to this moment, right here, right now. You breathe deeply, you ground yourself. You ask, what can I do in this exact moment that will move me forward? Even a small step, a single breath, a simple action can interrupt the whirlwind of worry and bring you back to center. Mindfulness isn't just modern hype, it's ancient wisdom. And when you start living here, in the present, worry loses its grip. Those are just the first 3 Stoic tools. And already you can feel the shift, can't you? Imagine what your life could look like if you mastered all 6. Imagine facing uncertainty with calm, setbacks with strength, and daily life with clarity. In the next part of this video, we'll explore 3 more Stoic techniques that go even deeper. These aren't just ideas. They're battle-tested strategies for anyone who wants to live with more peace, purpose, and power. But before we dive in, take a moment. Ask yourself, What am I worrying about right now that's outside of my control? And more importantly, what would happen if I let it go? Because when you let go of worry, you make room for peace. So far, we've uncovered how focusing on what you can control, visualizing the worst-case scenario, and staying rooted in the present can dramatically reduce anxiety. Now, let's take that calm and clarity even further with 3 more timeless Stoic strategies that will shift the way you respond to stress, starting today. Think back to the last time you were overwhelmed with worry, maybe about a job interview, a medical test, or a tough conversation. In that moment, it probably felt like the anxiety would last forever, didn't it? But where is that feeling now? This is one of the most liberating truths in Stoic philosophy. Everything, both good and bad, is temporary. Nothing stays the same. Not your stress, not your circumstances, not even your triumphs. Understanding this truth doesn't make the hard moments disappear, but it does make them more bearable. Because when you realize that no storm lasts forever, you stop clinging to the fear. You start to see each challenge as a passing cloud, not a permanent sky. Let's say you're dealing with a high-pressure situation at work, or perhaps your personal life feels like it's falling apart. It's consuming. It's exhausting. It feels like there's no end in sight. But take a step back. The Stoics teach us to zoom out, to remember that life is in constant motion, always changing, always shifting. This moment of difficulty, it too will pass. When you internalize the idea of impermanence, you release the pressure to fix everything now. You begin to focus, instead, on what you can do in this fleeting moment, because you know it won't last forever. As the Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius put it, time is like a river made up of the events which happen and a violent stream. For as soon as a thing has been seen, it is carried away. So don't let today's worries convince you that they'll be with you forever. They won't. How often do you actually pause to observe your thoughts? Most of us let our minds run wild, looping through fears, assumptions, and worst-case scenarios. But the Stoics had a practice to deal with this mental chaos. A simple but powerful tool, journaling, no fancy setup needed. Just you, a pen, and 5 quiet minutes at the end of your day. Why is this so powerful? Because when you take your swirling thoughts and write them down, you separate yourself from them. You create distance, perspective. Suddenly, that terrifying "what if" starts to look more like, maybe it's not so bad after all. Journaling gives your mind structure. It's like tidying up a messy room. You start to see what thoughts are useful and which ones are just noise. Here's how to begin. Before bed, grab a notebook. Ask yourself, what am I worried about right now? Is this something within my control? Is this as serious as my mind is making it out to be? Then write, freely, honestly. You might discover that many of your fears are based on assumptions, or that you're giving way too much energy to things that don't deserve it. When your thoughts live only in your head, they feel huge. But when you see them on paper, you take away their power. You stop being trapped in your thoughts and start observing them from the outside. The Stoics knew that self-reflection wasn't about overthinking. It was about gaining clarity, and that clarity leads to peace. Here's a radical idea from the Stoics. Don't avoid discomfort, run toward it. Now, before you back away slowly, hear me out. Discomfort is not the enemy. It's the teacher. Every time you feel fear, awkwardness, or pain, it's not a signal to retreat. It's an opportunity to grow. Think about it. When was the last time you did something that scared you? Maybe you moved to a new place, took a risk in your career, or spoke up when it mattered. Was it uncomfortable? Of course. Was it worth it? Almost always. The Stoics believed that by exposing ourselves to challenges, whether physical, emotional, or mental, we strengthen our inner armor. We stop being surprised by hardship. We stop being afraid of the unknown. When you choose to lean into discomfort rather than run from it, your mindset shifts. You stop thinking, what if I fail? and start thinking, what will I learn? This is where real resilience is born, not from comfort, but from challenge. So the next time you're dreading something new, a tough conversation, a big step forward, pause and reframe it. Don't ask, how can I avoid this? Ask, how can this make me stronger? Because every moment of discomfort is a chance to sharpen your character, and the more you welcome it, the less you'll worry in the future. Worry is not your destiny. It's just a habit, a pattern your mind has learned over time. But habits can be broken, and with Stoic wisdom, you can rewire your thinking. You can take back control. Let today be the day you stop letting fear and anxiety steal your time, your sleep, your joy. Start using these 6 Stoic strategies. Control what you can. Practice negative visualization. Live in the present. Accept impermanence. Reflect through journaling and embrace discomfort. Apply just one, and you'll notice a shift. Practice all 6, and you'll start to live with a calm, focused clarity that few people ever reach. If you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need a little Stoic strength today. And if you want more practical, no fluff wisdom to help you master your mind and live better every day, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This is your journey to a worry-free mind. Keep practicing, stay present, trust the process, and above all, take control, stay calm, and keep growing. Until next time.